Okay, let's do some cross stitch. Okay, so I've been working on and off on this cross stitch. I refer to it as the library cat cross stitch. Not entirely sure what the image is actually called, but that makes sense to me. It's been a while since I've worked on it, so I'm going to make some progress on that before the end of the month. A little while ago I watched a video, who was it by? Can't remember the name of the channel, Giddy Stitches or something like that. Not Giddy Knits, it was somebody who does more like cross-stitchy embroidery type stuff. And she was taking part in a 24-hour cross-stitch challenge, so she did 24 hours cross-stitch in a weekend. I'm not going to do that, but I was intrigued to find out how much cross-stitch I could actually get done in 24 hours of working on it. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not doing it in one block, I'm not even doing it in a weekend. I'm just going to time myself and chart how much I get done from now, this being 0 hour, to 24 hours worth of actually working on it. So yeah, let's see how we get on. It is one of the slower craft stitching, so let's get to it. So the best way for me to sort of track progress with you guys is to check in every few hours or so, sort of periodically. I use an Albassi embroidery frame for a cross stitch. I stick it under my leg and work from there, so that means I can use both my hands. So yes, I'll set the timer going, see how much I get done, and I'll check in a bit. Okay, so before I get stuck into hour 1, this is where we're starting from. So I will put this picture up every time I do a little check-in, a little update with you. It'll be every sort of few hours or so of stitching. So you can see the difference in where I'm at the point of the check-in and where I started from. So we should be able to sort of track progress that way and get a sense of how slow cross-stitch actually is. Now I have some needles to thread, so I need to take my glasses off. So yeah, so I will get on with that. Set a timer off, be like a stopwatch, and see you in a couple of hours. Okay, so this is the actual live project. I'll put the time that I've spent stitching it so far here, so it's about an hour and a half. And I'll put the starting point picture up here. So you see we've been working on this book here, we're looking at the dark blue. So that's an hour and a half's worth of stitching. So slow progress, but progress nonetheless. Okay, so I've been using my stopwatch feature on the iPad, so we're on to just under 4 hours before I went to bed last night. So we've got some progress made. So hour and a half took us through all the dark blues on this book, and now in the following hours we've filled in some of this mauve around here and up in this book. So I've got a couple of hours that I can get some stuff done this morning. Hopefully get some done after work as well. Yeah, so I'm going to get some stitching in now before I need to get ready for work. See how far we've gone, and based on all the progress so far in just under 4 hours, I think 12 hours we should get the bulk of this section the crosses in. Probably not the back stitch, well, not the back stitch. I will need to move the hoop to get this corner in and to do all of the bottom bit. So yeah, just these books here and this little owl. I'm anticipating around about the 12-hour mark. So we'll see if we can get to 6 hours plus today before I give up for the day. So yeah, hopefully get an hour and a half, 2 hours in before lunch and work. And then we'll see what I manage this evening. I might do knitting this evening, but we'll see. And then on to tomorrow. So I will check in probably this evening and give you an update. It might be in the morning to show you what I've got done so far today. But yeah, it's quite interesting. I've been taking pictures when I stop and screenshotting the time so that I can see the progression. It's been quite interesting to see how much you do actually get done in that time. So obviously cross stitch is a slow craft and it is quite difficult when you're close to it to sort of see the progress until you've made loads. So having the photos of where you start and where you get to after the next chunk of time is quite interesting. I'm not saying I would do it for like every project, but I think for some of these bigger ones it might be quite handy to have check-in points, whether that's page end or 4 hours or whatever. So yeah, so let's get on with some stitching, see how far I get today. Okay, so we are 5.5 hours in now. We've done the infilling, hopefully the colour change is coming up, but we've filled in the middle of this bit. This is going to be the next bit we're going to tackle, but we're going to stop now. So it's heading towards lunchtime. So I'll pick this back up hopefully this evening, if not tomorrow. The cat has been asking for lunch for about 40 minutes. You've still got half an hour, but yeah, I'm going to take a break before lunch. Okay, so we are 8 hours in. We've got these 2 books now filled in as well. I've got the little cross there, putting some of the dark browns on here, and I've brought some of the dark browns across this way. So we're going to continue working up to this book, I think, next, and then get the owl in. Then we go back and fill in this green book and any sort of bits that are missing up here. We'll see how far I can bring the blue one down before I need to move the hoop. Might even get some of the shelf. There's like this sort of pattern across the bottom as well, so I might see if I can get how much of that I can get in before I need to move the hoop, and any back stitching on this. But yeah, 8 hours in. I'll put the picture of where we were when we started up here. So yeah, decent chunk of progress so far. Okay, so 11 hours 10 minutes in. It's about pausing for another break. And this is where we've got to. So we have now put in the base of some of these books. We've added in some more of the green onto this book here, and we're working on some of the browns at the base of the owl. So next time I pick this up, I'm going to continue working up the owl here. Let's see if we can get him finished off. And then we've got this book to fill in, a few bits over here to fill in, a couple of bits in the pages to fill in, and as much of this blue one as we can without moving the hoop. And then we'll do the back stitch on this portion. So it's going to take us a little while, so we'll see where we're at next time we stop. Still hopeful that I'll be able to get the majority of this quarter done, and potentially a start on the next quarter within the 24 hours, but we shall see. Okay, so 20 hours in, and this section is not that far off being done, so I've still got some crosses to do on the shelf at the bottom, a few to fill in on the owl here in the middle, a few on the pages, and this book here. Once I've got the owl done and this book done, then I've got all the crosses done that I need for putting back stitch over the top of, so then I can get this section almost entirely done. So yes, once I've got this in and its back stitch, the shelf done, I can then move to this little corner, which will involve shifting the hoop. So yeah, 4 hours left. See if I can finish this section. Okay, so there we go. That's 24 hours and a second, maybe almost 2, second and a half. We'll call that 24 hours of cross stitch done. So this is how far I have got to. So we didn't quite get as far as the back stitch. After filling in this book here, I actually need to do the first like couple of rows of the book next to it so that I can do the back stitch between. I've got the first row in almost entirely, and a little bit of the second row in, but I need to get those rows in before I do the back stitch on this book, because there's a back stitch between the two of them, and that'll take me right to the edge of this quarter. But mostly it's this book that needs filling in, and I'm actually doing that at the moment. I've got that colour on the needle. I think another hour, maybe 2, and I'll be into the back stitch. Hour and a half maybe, to be able to get started on the back stitch. And you can see the difference the back stitch makes on the face of the cat up here compared to the owl here, which brings out those details a little bit more, gives a bit more punch. So yes, really pleased with the progress. If I just hold that there, and I'll put next to it a picture of where I started, or I might just stick pictures over the top of the two because I'm taking a picture in a minute. So yeah, it's been an interesting process. Definitely think taking photos periodically of your cross stitch is quite helpful, just to see how you're progressing, because yeah, it can be a bit hard to assess how much progress you're making from one session to the next. Don't worry about timing it, that's just a bit of funsies for me. But yeah, taking photos as you're going along I think is really useful for just seeing how you're getting on, seeing how far you've come, because they are slow projects, particularly the bigger cross stitches that you can get. So yes, I've enjoyed doing that. I'm pleased with the progress I've made. Very nearly 3/4 of the way through that particular project now, which is good. It's one of my long-standing whips, so I would like to get it done and off the hoop. So yeah, a little bit more stitching to do before I can do the back stitch, and then do that little corner that got cut off. So this one here, I just couldn't get all the stitches comfortably in next to the hoop, but there's no back stitch over that section, so I can do all the back stitch first and then move to do that one before coming over here to do the final quarter, and then I need to decide how to frame it. So yeah, so progress made, plans afoot, long-term whip progressed, so that's definitely winning. And thank you so much for spending time with me today. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. In the meantime, there's this one here which might be of interest to you, and I will see you soon. But until then, happy crafting and bye-bye for now.